Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. A. Sedubadi, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. I welcome you all in my lecture video series, the topic of Introduction in Civil Engineering. So, what is civil engineering and what are the branches in civil engineering and what are the scope of civil engineering? So, these are all the topics we will cover in this video. So this is what is civil engineering. The civil engineers, the main work is to planning and designing to construct structurals and infrastructure buildings for societies like dams and canals, uh, then water supply, water transportation from one area to another area. So these type of and bridge construction. So these type of all works are handled by the civil engineers. So the civil engineer is very important in the every nation. The civil engineering is also most important in the all countries like worlds. So civil engineering is the many specific disciplines included. For example, structurals. Nowadays we are using structural buildings. For example, in Malaysia, Twin Towers, in Gulf countries, Burj Khalifa Burj. So these are all the examples of structural engineering. In these buildings, they are using only materials like metals and glasses. So these type of engineering is called as structural for using alternative materials of traditional materials and waste treatment, that is the sewage and domestic waste waters will be transferred from homes cities to another areas. So these type of pipeline fittings, underground sewage systems, these are all included in the civil engineerings and transportations and geotechnicals and water managements for drinking purpose and wastewater disposals. These management all under in the civil engineerings and also construction managements like buildings, houses and shops, shopping malls. These are all under cover in the civil engineering departments. So mostly in the country wise, society wise, we see the buildings and bridges, roads, dams, and water systems. So these are all the main composite of specific disciplines in civil engineering. So what is the role of civil engineer? If I am a civil engineer, what are the works will do by me? So that is first one, reduce waste generation from the building works and reduce CO2 emissions from the manufacturing of civil materials like cement and tiles and some other composite materials. In cement manufacturing, the most of the pollution created by the CO2 gases, but I am a civil engineer to how to reduce the CO2 emissions from the industries of cement manufacturing. Then conversion of natural resources, how I use the natural materials from our buildings or some other civil works. That is very important. Then improved quality of life, that is the aesthetics of the buildings and strong and how the people's like the buildings and living areas, they imagine and build the what they like, that type of building we will build. Then mitigation adverse environmental impacts to reduce the environmental impacts while using civil engineering works. So the most important is as a civil engineer design safe and durable structures. So safe and durability is the most important and improve public infrastructures and ensure sustainability. So we are using natural resources for the civil engineering buildings. So how to sustainable in environmental impacts and how to reduce the impacts and how to gain the ensure sustainability in environmentals. Then manage construction projects. I can capable for manage the construction projects from government side or public sides. So these are all the main role of a civil engineer. So these are all the applications of daily life used in civil engineering, mostly in housings and buildings and transportation systems like railways, bridges, and underground roads. So these are all transportation systems and water supply and drainage, build a dams and the water source from cities transport water through pipelines or canals. So these are all the one of the civil engineering. Then environmental protection to use the alternative materials for buildings and infrastructures. So this will be reduce the environmental impacts. Then structures. So mostly we are using nowadays the apartments are built by the all over the world. So these apartments will be reduce the land area occupation. So these are all under the structures. So these type of applications we are using in the civil engineering for daily uses. So this is the most important in civil. What is civil engineering? What is the role of civil engineer? And what are the applications in daily life? Thank you.